Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 is the game that really put the entire series on the map. The addition to the manual, the tighter gameplay, the amazing level design, and Spider-Man as a playable character. This game was iconic. So in today's episode of the BR80 Show, we're gonna be ranking every park in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 on PS1 from worst to best. Let's get into the worst level of this game. Coming in at number 10, the worst park in this game, Skate Street Ventura. Oh my goodness, this park is terrible. Now, once you actually load into the park and you get that first 2 seconds of that first impression, it looks like it's gonna be a lot of fun. It looks like it's in an indoor skate park. You can see a ton of ramps. And it looks like, dude, that it's like, yo, this park is fire. Because when I hopped into this park for the first time, I thought that exact same thing. But the more you play, you start to realize that it's not that good. So my biggest gripe with this park is the placements of some of the ramps. Because, okay, let me explain here. There's you can pull off these cool combos. And then as you're let's say you're grinding and then you ollie out and you're gonna try to pull off a manual to go continue your combo. So you ollie out, and then they have this random ramp placed in the wrong direction. So it's the side of the ramp. So it's the wall, the side of the ramp, and your combo is screwed. And there's 2 ramps in this park where they placed them in the most awkward places that instantly just gets in the middle of your combos and ruins your combos. Bro, who decided to put those ramps there? I don't know what they were thinking with that, but there is 2 outdoor areas of this park. You know, this park reminds me of Skater Island with the outdoor areas, and it's like an off-brand Skater Island from Pro Skater 3, except Skater Island, even though I wasn't a big fan of that park, Skater Island is infinitely better than this fucking thing. Usually in a good Tony Hawk park, with the combos and doing the tricks and everything, you can seamlessly flow from one object to the next and continuing your combo. You can't do that with this park because of some odd ramp placements. The outside areas are a little too small and they're just not good for combos. The indoor areas have those 2 really weirdly placed ramps that I don't know why they're placed there. Also, another thing about the indoor area, it's way too dark in there. There are some times when I can't see what the hell is in front of me in that area. Bro, just Skate Street Ventura is not a good park. It is by far the worst park in this game. And if you're wondering why it looks like I'm bad at this game, it's because I am. I'm not really good at this game, but yeah, that's the worst one in the game. I got nothing else to say about this piece of shit. Coming in at number 9 is Chopper Drop Hawaii. Now, Chopper Drop is the most bare booty cheeks, basic ass park you could imagine. It's literally just a quarter pipe floating in the middle of the ocean. There's no resemblance to Hawaii in this park. It's just ocean. But chopper drop, you're literally dropping off from a chopper into the ramp, and it's just straight quarter pipe. There's really nothing else to do. You're falling off the ramp so often into the water. It's not even funny. It's still fun. You can still do a lot with quarter pipes. It's still a good time, but it can get old in 2 to 3 minutes. It's really it's definitely better than Skate Street, but it's really nothing, not even really an upgrade, besides the fact that there's no oddly placed ramps or it's too dark. It's bright out there, you know. There's a weird spot on the side of the ramp that you can jump off, and there's a random dock in the middle of the water that looks like you can jump to it if you hit your jump right, but I tried so many times, you cannot reach that dock. You get so close to it, but I feel like there's an invisible wall there that stops you from reaching that dock. And you basically launch off and go into the water right at the edge of that dock, which I feel like you can make, but there's an invisible wall, and you get a gap. You're like, oh, you unlocked a hidden gap. like, dude, I didn't even make it. I landed in the water. Like, I don't know, man. Chopper drop. It's something fun for the kids. If you really don't know nothing about Tony Hawk, it's something fun to like teach you the basics, like in, you know, while you're like on quarter pipes and stuff. But like, dude, this park is not that good, man. Chopper drop Hawaii. Coming in at number 8 is gonna be a hot take, because I know a lot of people in the community like this park. But number 8 is Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I was not a fan of this park. I felt like it was too open for its own good, too big for its own good. I personally like the smaller parks, but there is still some cool stuff. You know, there's like a cool little fountain in the middle. There's some streets with like cars driving. There's some cool like staircases you can jump down with them railings. There's a cool little in the back, like underneath the freeway or something, there's like this super cool like backyard skate park with like an actual skate park. It's super cool. I really do like that part of this park. But in my opinion, I did think the park is a little too big for its own good, because there is some spots that just feel too empty. I did think this park was kind of boring. Besides that skate park in the back, I didn't really find this park to be that fun. Now in Tony Hawk's Underground 2, I really did like this park in that game, because they brought that park back and they added a few new things to it, so it felt less empty. And I think I just like that version better because of the game engine that they used, the way better, way smoother game engine. But we're not talking about Underground 2, we're talking about Pro Skater 2. And in Pro Skater 2, compared to all the other maps that are gonna be coming up here, I had to put this one at number 8, man. I'm sorry, I had to. It's just, I didn't really like it, man. I'll just be honest. Sorry, guys. Now, coming in at number 7, we have Marseille, France. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Marseille, France. This park was actually fire. And from this park onwards, we get into the actually pretty solid parks. This one is really cool, in my opinion. It's the first competition park in the game that you play. And this is a more small, compact park, which I really like the small ones. This park has a lot of fun stuff, a lot of rails, a lot of ramps, a lot of really fun flow. Like, dude, the flow is seamless in this one, which I really enjoy. This map is shaped kind of like a circle. So here, if I can best explain it, they're on the edge of the map. You can go round and round like a circle. You could even go around the whole circle and have your combo still going. And then in the middle, like that's where like the meat and the juicy stuff is. That's where like those bowls are. And there's a lot of other really fun stuff too. There's like a staircase with a rail. Like, I love jumping down the staircases, man. The staircases are fire. But this park, dude, is fire, man. Like, there's not really much to say. I mean, it's a great competition park too. Like, it has everything you need for a good skate park in the Tony Hawk series, man. Like, it's a lot of fun. It really is. And Marseille, France, definitely a good park in this game. Now, moving on to number 6, we have New York City. Now, this park is pretty cool, man. Set in New York City, obviously, during the nighttime too, which makes sense considering the limitations of PS1. I think they did nighttime on purpose, because it would have taken too much to run an entire like area during the day with like the tall ass buildings. Cars fucking packed to the brim, traffic, pedestrians walking around. So it makes sense they did it at nighttime, but I think it's cool that they did it at night. It brings a lot of cool atmosphere and stuff to it. So there's taxis driving around, and the taxi drivers, man, are crazy in this game. Literally crazy taxi, literally. So these taxis are out for blood. They'll run your ass over, not stop to check if you're okay. And even then, they'll run your ass over and yell at you from out their window. I don't know who they're trying to pick up driving that fast anyways. There's no pedestrians walking around. But nah, man, those taxi drivers, they're out for blood. But besides the taxi drivers, the ambience in this park is really cool. This is one of those parks that I like because of the ambience and stuff, and not really as much as the actual skateboarding. There are some parks that have really good ambience. So the ambience in this park is really cool. You can hear car horns, construction sounds, and for some reason, every once in a while, you'll hear a few gunshots, and then a woman screaming. Like, yeah, that's cool. I'm just skateboarding, getting my exercise in, and I'm like, that's a gunshot? And then you hear a girl screaming? Dude, I'd be getting out of there, man. But besides the ambience and everything else, let's actually talk about the actual skating in this park. So the park has a lot of cool stuff, I'll be honest. It's mainly like a grinding park. There's more curbs and rails and benches more than anything. I feel like you're grinding more than anything else. And there is some cool elevation to this park. There's some down slopes, some up slopes. This park has some cool elevation, but like I said, mainly just grinding, which I love to grind in the Tony Hawk series just in general. It's like my favorite thing. I love the flip tricks and grinding and manuals. Grab tricks are fun too, but I've just always been into flip tricks and stuff, and grinding specifically. It's really satisfying to just pull off combos with grinding and manuals, man. And if you know Tony Hawk, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And it's definitely not the best park, but it's definitely a pretty good one, man. Personally though, I prefer Minneapolis compared to this one. And no, it's not just because I'm from Minnesota. Now, coming in at number 5 on the list, we have, might be a hot take, the Bull Ring. Now, this park is so unique. This is one of those parks that has one of the most unique settings. So every once in a while, you'll get a park in the Tony Hawk series that has like the most unique setting ever. This is really cool. I don't know exactly what a bull ring is, but on the side, on the edges of the map, it's another circle kind of map. There's this kind of like gutter area where there's a bull, a big ass, mean ass bull running around in circles. And if you run into him, he will kill you. He'll send you sky high, honestly, if you run into him. And there's like pieces of shit everywhere. And this bull is shitting a lot. I don't know how they're even feeding him. I don't know who's even cleaning up the shit. They probably send me in there to do it. Is that why we're in the bull ring? Because, you know, when you run over the shit, it makes like a little poop sound effect. And then the shit just goes, it just disappears. So are they sending me there to skate, or are they sending me there to clean up bullshit? Bullshit. Hey. Is that how that word was originated? Anyways, the actual park in the middle of the circle is fire. Really fun. Lots of cool stuff in this park, man. The flow is really fun. Flow seamlessly. Pull a lot of combos. You can even do tricks in that gutter area with the bull. And they incorporate a loop-de-loop in this park, which I think was so cool to see, because this is the only park in the game that has a loop-de-loop. That just automatically adds a few points to this park for me, because I love the loop-de-loop. In Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, Tokyo was the only park that had a loop-de-loop in it. And I also love adding that in to like whenever I created parks in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. And another thing I want to point out too is in the bull ring, people are cheering for you as you're like pulling off these tricks and stuff. People are like in the stands or something, and wherever the hell they are, they're cheering for you as you're down there skating, which also reminds me of Tokyo, how people are cheering for you in that park too. So this park is like, honestly, really reminds me of Tokyo from Pro Skater 3. I like Tokyo better. I mean, I grew up on Pro Skater 3. It's my favorite skateboarding game of all time, favorite Tony Hawk game of all time. Like, Pro Skater 3, can't beat it. They took inspiration from this game for Pro Skater 3. Obviously, it was the game after this, and they just used it to make a way better game, you know, especially with PS2 and like the upgraded graphics and the upgraded, you know, game engine and stuff. Like, yeah, they went crazy. But anyways, I'm getting off track. This is not a Pro Skater 3 video. I love that game so much. But the bull ring is a really fire park, really memorable. My gosh, like this is where the parks get really good, man. So the bull ring at number 5, like really fun, man. Coming in at number 4, we have Skate Heaven. Now, this park really surprised me because, you know, at the select a park screen before you're actually playing, they have like the screenshot showing of what, you know, the park is gonna look like. So when you scroll over Skate Heaven, the screenshot of the park that they show you, it looks like shit. I don't even know what I was looking at. Like, it looks like ass. So I was like not looking forward to this. I was like, yeah, this park's gonna be ass. It kind of reminded me of like the Roswell park, like this top secret park from Pro Skater 3, even though I did really like that. It's just the the picture they showed me kind of reminded me of like a top secret like kind of thing. But anyways, this park really surprised me, man. It reminded me of a lot of the previous parks I've played, all meshed together. It's kind of hard to explain unless you've actually played it. It feels like they took spots from previous parks and meshed them together into this park while adding new things to this park. There is a few new objects and stuff, like this little playground area. There's like a super cool thing you can grind on, but it is so cool, it's so trippy. And not only that, man, but it's set in space. You are literally in space when you're in this park. And the first time I loaded in, I was like, oh shit, we're having moon physics? Because I thought we were gonna have some moon physics, because obviously we're in space, but there wasn't any moon physics. But the skyscape, oh my gosh, the skyscape, the skybox, whatever you want to call it, of this park. Oh my goodness, like the stars you can see Earth, you can see the moon. Like, it looks beautiful. Like, really, it looks beautiful. And the last thing I do want to point out about this park is that there's a random guy telling you how shit you are at the game as you're playing. Now, coming in at number 3, we have Venice Beach, California. Oh my goodness, top 3, we're at the top 3 now. This is where they get literally iconic top tier parks. Venice Beach, California is a straight up vibe, man. This park has so much stuff to do, tons of variety, really good flow. But the main reason I'm a huge fan of this park is not because of the actual skating, it's because of the setting and the atmosphere. Oh my goodness, this atmosphere is beautiful. Like it took me away, man. It was beautiful. It transported me. I was in Venice Beach, California playing this. The sound of the wind, the sound of the waves crashing on land, and being able to look out at the sea is beautiful. Looking at the sailboats out at the sea. Even with all the pixels, man, this game is absolutely beautiful. I loved pixel graphics. I know nowadays games are trying to go, trying to replicate real life standards. Like, we want this game to look as realistic as possible. I'm not really a fan of that. I've always been really into pixel graphics, and I feel like the limitations of consoles back in the day allowed them to make better games. Nowadays, with all this technology, they don't really care about, customer satisfaction and stuff. They just want to make money. So it's another reason why retro is just like my most favorite thing in the world. Not only just because I grew up playing all these games, man, but just because gaming's gone down over the years. So we got to keep retro gaming alive, man. We got to keep it alive. But besides that rant, another thing about this park that I absolutely loved was the graffiti that was scattered all across the park. This graffiti was beautiful. And I put it in my mind, what this park would look like without the graffiti. The graffiti adds so much to this park, honestly. The graffiti looks beautiful. It adds so much color, so much personality to this park that wouldn't be there without it. And it's absolutely beautiful, man. It really is. There's hobos lying around sleeping. I mean, Venice Beach, Cali, shout out Jesse Easton. This park is a W, man. It's fire. Number 2, it wasn't even up for debate for me, really. I mean, the Hangar. The Hangar, oh my goodness. This park is iconic. You think of Tony Hawk, the parks you think about, one of them at least is the Hangar or Warehouse. Those parks are absolutely iconic. Or even Canada, for instance. I would think about Canada too. But the Hangar is the very first park in this game, and it's a smaller condensed park, my favorite kind of thing. And obviously the Hangar, you're in a little hangar. There's a helicopter, there's some cool stuff to skate on, and it just looks really good. It's a really good looking park, really small, has so much fun stuff to skate. There's a lot of replay value with this one. A lot of good flow. Secret areas. There's 2 bonus areas in this park, which I love. Who doesn't love bonus areas, honestly? You can skate on the top of the helicopter and it'll take off and open a secret outdoor spot. And it's snowing outside, so it's super cool. There's a little outdoor spot with snow. Even though there's a little ass ramp there's a little curb, like a little barricade type thing you can grind on, but still really cool that you can go outside and it's snowing. There's no other part in this game that I know of where it's snowing outside. And then if you wall ride on this one other part, you can unlock this other bonus area, which I love bonus areas in these games, man. So that definitely adds some points. And the hangar is so much fun to skate. Bonus areas, interactability, you know, with the helicopter and stuff. And small, compact. It looks really amazing. It's really fun. And what more could you ask for a Tony Hawk Park, especially for an intro, like first impressions Tony Hawk Park? You're already hooked on this game. After you play this park, you're already hooked to continue to play more. The hangar is fire, man. And moving on to number 1, we have School 2. If you remember School 1 from Pro Skater 1, that park was really good. School 2 upped it to 1,000,000 times. Like they added 1,000,000 plus aura to this park. School 2 is insane. It is by far the best park in this game. Now, as you know, I personally like smaller maps, but this one is a bigger map, but I think it really adds to it. I think the bigger map really works with this one. Now, starting with the actual skateboarding in this park, the flow is amazing. There's so much fun stuff to skate, a lot of benches, a lot of rails, a lot of ramps. There's everything you could ever want in a skateboard park they have at School 2. And it all flows seamlessly together. It's really fun. The school bells ringing, like the atmosphere, the school bells ringing, the just like, you kind of feel like you're in school again, you know what I'm saying? And another thing with the skating is like the rooftops. Like they're at the very start of the park, on the far right, you can wall ride up to this one area and then hop out of the glass and get onto the rooftops. That's one of the rooftop areas. So that's super cool. I loved going on the rooftop areas in this park. And it does take me back to when I was in school, not just because you can hear the school bells ringing, like, oh, class starts in 7 minutes or whatever. Back at my school, they had like a couple warning bells or whatever, but it didn't sound like the iconic, like ding, 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 like the ding sound. It was like an electronic, like just disgusting sound back at my school. They upgraded it and it was like it was disgusting. Like ain't nobody like that sound. But real quick, another little childhood story of mine from when I was in high school. The rooftop parts of this park really reminded me of my high school days. Not really skateboarding, but I used to go on my school rooftop with my friends. And in high school, I was super into parkour. I loved parkour, especially rooftop parkour. So I'd find a way onto my high school rooftop. We'd do videos up there. We did overnight challenges up there. And not only that, it escalated into me going onto other roofs that were not my school, just random buildings. And we did like overnight challenges in construction zones and stuff back in high school. High school was such a fun time for me. Managed to capture all that on video. It's on some older channels, but I'm sure I'm showing you some clips right now. And then there is another spot that you can get to a secret area in this park. So there's like a courtyard area in School 2. And you get like a nice little running start and you can launch up onto a rooftop, and then you have to hit another roof jump, and then you end up in the back of the school with a super cool secret area. You got like a staircase with some rails and some ramps to jump over the wall to get back to the normal spot. That secret area, even though there's not much going on, really like that. And the secret areas always add to it unless it's like the most useless thing ever. Even with the rooftop stuff in this school, it reminds me of Tony Hawk's Project 8, where you could go on the rooftops of the high school in Project 8. And I still prefer Project 8's rooftops with the huge jump over the roofs and the point that you can literally see so far out. You can see the other parks that you go to in that game in the background, which I thought was really cool. But Pro Skater 2 rooftops, really fun. And just in general, man, the park is amazing. The gymnasium, you can go into the basketball court. There's a cool little spot to skate in the basketball court. And then you can move along to the pool. Obviously the pool you can go skate in. I don't know what's up with the pools having no water in them ever. Like if school's going, the bells are ringing. Why is there no pool, like water in the pool? I mean, in my opinion, dude, I feel like the only pool that's ever had water in the Tony Hawk series has been cruise ship on Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. But anyways, it's still fun to skate. And then the contrast between colors, which I think was a cool little detail. The orange from the basketball court skating, and then you go into the pool where it all turns to blue. I think that's a really cool contrast of the colors there. And then there's the random ass guy, the school custodian, the janitor, we don't know who he is, riding around on the golf cart, out for blood. I don't know what's up with these people. Taxi drivers, the school custodian on the golf cart, like these guys are out for blood. They'll run into you. They don't care about your safety. And I guess if you think about it from the custodian's perspective, there is a random adult, Spider-Man, as I was playing. I mean, obviously best guy, like Neversoft working on the Spider-Man game, bringing in Spider-Man into this game was a fire choice. I absolutely loved it. This custodian sees this random adult coming to the school to skateboard, go onto rooftops, destroy the glass, and just basically wreak havoc around school, destroying the bells on the walls. I don't blame him for wanting to try to kill us, you know? And it gets to a point where you'd think they'd call the cops, seeing Spider-Man on the rooftops. Or even if you play as Tony Hawk, I played as Spider-Man, but if you played as any of the other skaters, they'd be like, why is there a random ass dude skateboarding on my rooftops, you know? So you don't really blame them there. That's another thing with this game. The bonus characters in Tony Hawk games are absolutely phenomenal. Like, absolutely phenomenal. I loved Pro Skater 3 because they had Wolverine and Darth Maul and the Neversoft eyeball, which still is my most favorite character to play, the Neversoft eyeball. Spider-Man is definitely second place for me. That, especially when it's the same model, you know, character model as from the Spider-Man PS1 game, my favorite Spider-Man game ever. Like that was really fun to be able to play as the homeboy, Peter Parker. Yeah, let me know down in the comments if you agree or disagree with my list. I'd love to hear what your guys' list is in the comments below. I'd love to give a huge shout out to the channel members, a part of BR80 crew. Thank you guys so much for the monthly contributions. And I'd love to give a huge shout out to Kansas Cowboy Jr., a part of BR80 VIPs. Thank you so much, man. Your support is so appreciated by me. And I'm very grateful for everything you do for me, for the channel, for the community, man. Thank you so much. Channel links are in the description if you guys are interested in becoming a member and gaining access to some extra perks and stuff like that. But if you want to see more Tony Hawk content from me, click one of the videos up here and we'll transport you back to the early 2000s, late 90s for some more banger retro gaming content, man. I hope to see you all over there and have a good day, everybody. Thanks for watching.